itself was found in the Haymarket area, about a mile or so from Park Lane, but again in the heart of London. Haymarket really runs between Piccadilly Circus and down to Pall Mall, which in turn runs down towards the Houses of Parliament, Buckingham Palace, every landmark you can imagine in London. Now, we also have word from the White House, from White House spokesman Tony Snow, who is actually in the northeast of the US with the US President in Kennebunkport, Maine, which is the Bush family compound, if you like. The President is up there where he will be meeting with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin. Well, the President was briefed early this morning by his National Security Advisor, Stephen Hadley, on the British terror situation. We're told the White House is monitoring the situation. Stephen Hadley hasn't yet travelled to Maine for the Bush-Putin talks. He's still in Washington, D.C., so he briefed the President by telephone. White House spokesman Tony Snow saying that the President did not at this stage feel the need to reach out to the British Prime Minister because, as he put it, British authorities are on top of the situation. And there's no need for the US to get too involved at the moment, although Snow did note that the British will get, in his words, anything they need if they ask for help from the FBI, for example, or any other US agency. The President at the moment is going for a boat ride and some fishing with his father shortly. However, he will be in touch throughout and get briefings as warranted. That's the update from the US end of things. Meanwhile, our Phil Black has been following developments on the investigation into what's been going on in London. Here's his report.
It was ambulance officers who just happened to be in the area that first noticed something suspicious about this car. There was smoke inside. That was around 1:30 a.m. London time. The police were called, and what they found was shocking.
In the car, they found significant quantities of petrol, together with a number of gas cylinders, and I cannot at this stage tell you exactly how much petrol because we have not yet had a chance to measure it precisely. But what I can tell you is that it was in several large containers. There were also a large number of nails in the vehicle.
Bomb squad officers located the detonator and disabled it.
Even at this stage, it is obvious that if the device had detonated, there could have been significant injury or loss of life.
The car was parked on a street known as the Haymarket. It's just near Piccadilly Circus, one of central London's busiest areas. Police say there were many people on the street at that time, heading home after a night out. Winston Beck was one of them. His car was parked just across the road from the Mercedes, packed with gasoline and nails.
It's a scary part because look how close I am. If that device had to go off while I'm there, definitely I would be damaged.
Police confirm London nightclubs have been discussed by terror groups as possible targets, but they don't know yet if that was the intention in this case. There are also reports the suspect car was seen being driven erratically, moments before it struck the pavement where it was abandoned. Police are studying CCTV pictures in the effort to identify the car's driver who ran away.
Haymarket, if that had been the intended destination for this device, ticks all the boxes for a terrorist group. You have a convergence of people from around the world, not just domestic UK and Londoners, but also international tourists who will be using the bars, using the nightclubs, using the locations around there.
The incident triggered a meeting of British Cabinet's Security Committee, known as COBRA.
The first duty of a government is the security of the people. And as the police and security services have said on so many occasions, we face a serious and continued security threat to our country. We should allow the police to investigate this incident and then report to us. But this incident does recall the need for us to be vigilant at all times and the public to be alert at any potential incidents.
It is a significant test for a new Prime Minister, just a week out from the second anniversary of London's July 7 terror attacks that killed 52 people. Phil Black, CNN, London.
All right, just repeating the news that an area of Park Lane has been closed down as a suspicious vehicle is being investigated. Also just getting word that Oxford Street, famous London street, of course, right in the heart again of the West End, is being, has also been closed down. We're not sure why. It's not all that close to Park Lane. It is, however, very close to Haymarket and Piccadilly Circus. In essence, you see there where Piccadilly Circus is marked, the orange road that runs up from there is Regent Street, and Oxford Circus runs off from there. So all very much in roughly in the same area there. And you see Piccadilly Circus marked there, Haymarket running down towards the bottom from Piccadilly Circus, Regent Street running off to the left, and Oxford Street to the right off Regent Street. So a lot of these areas are very close to each other. Oxford Street not linked to Piccadilly Circus per se, but certainly obviously a lot of disruption going on in central London right now, would be causing a lot of chaos there. Paula Newton is standing by, has been for many hours now covering this. Paula, with news that Oxford Street is now being closed down, Park Lane closed down, presumably the area still where you are. What's open in the West End, and what level of disruption is this to Londoners' daily lives? All right, Paula, I haven't got Paula Newton at the moment, but just updating you on this area. This is the West End of London, heart of the theatre district, nightclub district, and this is where police early this day defused a bomb that could have killed hundreds. According to police, it would have caused carnage had it exploded. What authorities did after ambulance officers noticed smoke coming from a parked vehicle, a Mercedes, they called in authorities. A controlled explosion was carried out on the car. 60 litres of gasoline, petrol, were packed into this car along with gas cylinders, the sort of gas cylinders you'd use on a barbecue. Also nails. This was a device that was really aimed to do a lot of damage to people. There's been experts suggesting that it may not well have been powerful enough to have brought down a building, for example, but would have done an awful lot of damage to human life. It was outside or very close to a nightclub called Tiger when it was discovered around 1:30 in the morning. And this was a ladies' night at this nightclub. And it would have been very busy. Thursday night is a real night out in London, and there would have been many people there. Paula Newton is ready now. Paula, we were saying earlier that we understand that Oxford Street is also being closed down. You're talking Park Lane, Oxford Street, Piccadilly Circus, Haymarket. One can't imagine the level of disruption to daily life in central London.
For sure. I just want to point out, though, that Park Lane runs through Hyde Park Corner and up to an area called Marble Arch, which connects into Oxford Street. We believe that the police closing these roads means that it's all part of the same incident, the same suspicious vehicle that they're investigating on Park Lane. But as we were saying before, Michael, you can expect to continue throughout the day. Police have said for people to be vigilant. They will continually get reports of suspicious vehicles, and we can expect to see more of this. You know, an incredible day of chaos, and yet I'm still struck by how many people are still out here at Piccadilly Circus. You know, as we've said many times about the resilience of Londoners and the fact that they shrug off a lot of attacks like this, what could really change here and what could be the tipping point is if we see any other kind of incident that would really put people on edge. At this point, police continue their investigation. They're looking at the CCTV footage, continue to sweep that silver Mercedes that's now been taken away from here from any forensic clues that they have. And it is a gold mine of forensic evidence right now, and they will continue to be able to look at those pieces of evidence and possibly link it to a target, a motive, and hopefully suspects. Michael?
Yeah, now, a lot of people are obviously just joining in and joining our coverage and trying to pick up what's going on. It might be instructive to just go back to the beginning a bit and talk about what happened. Early morning in central London, to many people the middle of the night, but in London on a Thursday night it would have been pretty busy there.
Absolutely busy, and there are dozens of nightclubs in this area, one of them being Tiger, whereas when the ambulance got a call about a person taking ill, and they came to this site behind me to look to see what was going on. They were attending to a person who was ill. They saw a vehicle in which they say they saw something that appeared like smoke coming from this Mercedes vehicle.